We will begin this week continuing our look at correlation and causation and our different types of studies. You may want to go back and review last week's vocabulary before you get started. In today's scenario, we are looking at pulse rates. We have a biology class who's trying to determine whether exercising for even a small amount of time will lead to an increase in a student's pulse rate. The students are randomly assigned to two groups, exercisers and non-exercisers. Exercisers are asked to stand up and do jumping jacks for 20 seconds. After 20 seconds, all the students count the number of beats in a minute. The average number of beats per minute as calculated separately for each group. Those that exercised even for just 20 seconds had a higher pulse rate. Based on the design of this study, we want to know if we can conclude that exercise caused the pulse rate to increase. Just as in our last scenario, we analyzed the situation before we answered the question. We're going to do the same with this one. Notice I've circled that our groups were randomly assigned. That should give us a clue as to the type of study that we have here. Because we've got randomly assigned groups that are doing different things, our type of study is an experiment. Notice with our two groups, we've got a treatment group and we've got a control group. Our treatment group is going to exercise, whereas our control group will not, which gives us a baseline to make comparisons. Let's now take a look at what our variables are here. Remember that in each of our studies, we are looking for an explanatory variable and a response variable. In the case of the biology class's experiment, our explanatory variable is our exercise, specifically them doing jumping jacks for 20 seconds. We also want to take a look at what that exercise is changing, which would be our response variable. And in this case, we're looking at a change in our pulse rate. And then we can take a look at our results. Notice that those that exercised, even if only for 20 seconds, had a higher pulse rate. So it appears that we have a higher correlation or a positive correlation. We want to know, can we determine causation here? So can we conclude that exercise caused the pulse rate to increase? We've got some pretty good indicators that we can say yes. Our groups were randomly assigned. To our knowledge, those groups are made up of pretty equally representations of our population, which happen to be the students in our biology class. We aren't given any other variables that might confound our results. And we've got an experiment, which is our study that can be used to determine causation. Based on the information that we have, it appears that we can conclude that our exercise caused the pulse rate to increase.